Into America's heartland we ride today, crossing the border from Colorado to Kansas. No risk of making any wrong turns today since we're on Route 96 all day. Wiki Voyage says that western Kansas is dry, flat, and rural, so I have an idea of what to expect. Not all of Kansas is in the central time zone. 4 counties in western Kansas adhere to the mountain time zone. We'll have an opportunity to restock and refuel in Tribune, Kansas on our way to Leoti. Unfortunately, the water of Sheridan Lake in Colorado has dried up. It's just an alkali lake bed today.
Good morning, it's day 31. It is Saturday, June 15. We're here at the Sheridan Lake Bible Church enjoying all of the amenities and food that they leave for the bikers here.
Didn't even know they made such a product. Cup of noodles breakfast. What? Paul said that sounds disgusting. I'm eating it and it tastes average. You might think this is a rear view mirror. It's not. It's a vanity cosmetics application mirror. That's why I installed it on the bike. Shivington, Colorado was the site of a terrible event in 1862. 700 Union soldiers massacred 150 Native Americans and took their body parts and even their unborn fetuses as trophies. The colonel in charge of the massacre lost his job for the atrocity but received no further punishment. Yesterday we started the day with headwinds that turned into crosswinds, but the crosswinds were so strong that they still slowed us down even though they weren't head on. Today we're going east, but the winds are from the southwest all day. So it's not a direct tailwind, but a 3/4 tailwind, if that's even a term. And this should make for way easier riding today. And we cut into some of today's miles by going farther yesterday. So I know I get in trouble when I do this, but I think that today is going to be an easier day than normal. Riding on flat ground between 17 and 22 miles per hour with little ease. I feel like I'm on an e-bike with this partial tailwind. Feels great. Our previous 3 border crossings came with some geographic changes that kind of made a clear distinction between the state lines. Although this one, we're 3 miles away from the Kansas border. I was telling Paul, it feels like we've been in Kansas since we left Pueblo. Towner is the easternmost city we pass through in Colorado. It was common for Kansas residents to hop across the state line 2 miles away to purchase alcohol here back when their entire state was dry. Most disappointing state line sign we've seen so far. Alright, not too impressive, especially when you compare it with Zing! That beautiful welcome to Colorado. Can you tell the difference? This is Kansas wheat. That's right, Kansas wheat looks a lot different on the other side of the border. When you exaggerate the elevation profile of the Sunflower State, it almost looks as mountainous as Colorado. We will traverse Kansas west to east through the largely flat portion of the state. A few hills out east will prepare us for the entry into the Ozark region of southern Missouri. What makes Kansas so windy? It's a combination of factors, including the vast stretch of plains that influence temperature and atmospheric pressure. This is also what makes Kansas prone to tornadoes. Let's hope those winds blow west to east. Yeah, this is our first Bicycle Route 76 sign we have seen.
Tribune, Kansas was in fact named after the New York Tribune. The city and the county are a unified government, resulting in Tribune being the largest city by landmass in the contiguous United States.
All right, following the pretty dismal welcome to Kansas sign. Honestly, Kansas has really impressed me in the first 15 miles or so we've been in the state. The scenery has improved from Colorado. I think that their fields are much more polished, and I don't know, buildings are in better shape, and yeah, I see more green than I did in eastern Colorado. And we stopped in our first town of Tribune, Kansas. I stopped by a hardware store, so helpful in there, getting me a couple O-rings to better mount my rear tail light that I was using rubber bands for. And then the guy in the store heard that Paul wanted coffee, actually walked us across the street to the grocery store and said, "Oh, I know the people who work over there, they'll get you coffee." And just really kind people. And the person who stayed with us in the church last night from the Netherlands, Colin, he said the same thing, that he really loved Kansas because of how kind the people are. Windmill, field of green, birds, I like it. Green on the left, brown on the right. I'm gonna guess that's soy on the left. Not certain. I'm gonna guess that's wheat on the right. Not certain.
Wanted to go to a Dairy King in Leoti, but it was closed. But we found this nice Mexican food truck, and thankfully there was indoor seating next to the food truck, so we can sit in air conditioning. And there's my burrito.
We grabbed a hearty Mexican lunch in Leoti, where we thought we were going to be spending the night, but with the winds we are indeed pressing on to Scott City, 25 miles farther. Our first stop in Scott City is going to be the laundromat, which we need dearly. We need everything washed. I'm going to be standing around in that laundromat in my raincoat and rain pants, because everything else will be in the machine.
If you're in Scott City, Kansas in September, there's an event called the Wimmy Diddle Arts and Crafts Fair. No joke. I also read that Scott City hosts barrel races. My imagination conjured up humans rolling in barrels down hills or over waterfalls, but it's not as exciting as my imagination. Just horses racing around barrels on the ground.
David, why do you look like such an absolute moron walking around Scott City? Well, here's the story. I went to the laundromat, started doing my laundry, and it's really hot outside, and there is a hotel right next to the laundromat. So I walked over there. I said, "What's your rate for a room?" They said $65 a night plus tax for 2 beds. So that sounds pretty fair. It would be a hot night in the park. There's no showers. So I tried to call Paul. He was napping. He was back at the park. So I rode my bike back to the park, wearing no shirt and wearing my rain pants, because when I wore my raincoat, I was sweating so bad through it, it was just soaking the inside of it. So it looked like an absolute moron riding around Scott City. But got a few things into the hotel room, and now I'm returning to the laundromat to get our laundry out of the dryer and to get the stretch limo, which is right there. The name of this laundromat on Google Maps, I kid you not, is City Laundromat SS Kind Of. Really, I'm going to show you a screenshot so you know I'm not lying to you. City Laundromat SS Kind Of. Well, there's our stuff. Look at that, getting dry. All clean and dry, and the only thing that I have left to wear, yep, it's the cheapest hotel that we've stayed in. It has the worst name. I don't know what R stands for. Everything I think of is inappropriate. But the room's really nice and has a nice sized bathroom. Daily recap for day 31. We made it to Scott City, and that felt good to get in some additional miles that we weren't planning on stopping in Leoti, and had some nice 3/4 tailwinds to push us on. And so today's difficulty was a 3, and today's scenery was a 4. So I think it was a tick up from eastern Colorado. I kind of liked what I was seeing. It was fun seeing the big farm operations in Kansas, and I think that the grain fields were really pretty. And my overall feeling of positivity is at a 9. I don't think it'd be at a 9 if I had to sleep in that hot park tonight, but I have this cold hotel room behind me, and that's boosting my positivity. Here's the Lazy R Motel. See, room for both our bikes. The AC in here is really cool. Paul's in the shower, so I won't show you that, but what I like about it, it's an actual shower, a full-size shower, not a tub shower. I don't know why more hotels don't do that. Here's the Lazy R Motel. See, room for both our bikes. The AC in here is really cool. Paul's in the shower, so I won't show you that, but what I like about it, it's an actual shower, a full-size shower, not a tub shower. I don't know why more hotels don't do that.